Good morning and welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. But then when you are at the center of the world, everything fits. So this morning my talk is a bear rampaged in Blackstone, which is where I live, Blackstone, Virginia. It's about 50 miles southwest of Richmond in what's called Southside, Virginia, which is kind of like one of the poorest parts of Virginia because it's very rural and it's where tobacco was once king. This was once tobacco land. I mean, they had parades in the spring, tobacco parades with a tobacco queen. And our little town, Blackstone, had 3 or 4 warehouses where the farmers would bring their tobacco. This was the tobacco grown here was I can't think of the name, but it was hand picked. It was for usually for pipe tobacco. Black fire. It had to be cured by fire, hung up. It wasn't. So it was very hands on. You had small farms who lived in rhythm with the tobacco season, and it was idyllic even way of life. Anyway, I digress. But anyway, I live in Blackstone, and the paper here is the Courier Record, and it's a 3-generation paper. Billy Colburn, is now editor, and his the 3rd generation. A lot of businesses here in this area are generational, get handed down. At least that's the way it used to be. And his father, Doug Colburn, was editor. That's when I worked for the newspaper here. I got a job here in 1986, and I was there from 86 to 94. And working for the Courier was transformational for me because it was the first time I got paid for writing, and I couldn't believe people would actually pay you for writing. And I'd never had a job writing before. I'd write letters, but I like to write. Anyway, I digress again. So the point is that the story is that Doug Colburn looked forward to April Fool falling on Wednesday, which is when the newspaper come out. So every time when the newspaper came out on April 1st, and the headline time on the newspaper would be April 1st, he would take great delight in creating a whole fake news page. And it was very elaborate. I mean, little stories here, and there'd be a big story like prehistoric remains found in Fort Pickett, which is the Army base near here. You had pictures of somebody digging in the ground, and all excited and everything. And so every 4 years, you see, people would forget. Whenever April Fools came around on Wednesday, he would have this spring laid, and he would spring it out there and do the whole front page. And a lot of people would be sucked in because you forget it's April Fools, So anyway, Billy's son carried on the tradition where this April Fool, he does a lot of live talks. He used to be mayor, and as mayor he would give Facebook live talks. And as he's retired as mayor, but now he gives talks from about the Courier Record, about news in town. And so he said there was there was some break-ins downtown, and there was a lot going on, a great mystery, and somebody had seen a bear. And he went on to describe how this damage was done and how business was broken in, and finally, some woman had reported, whose name was Goldie or something, had reported seeing a bear, and so you'd got, at least I did, to get sucked in. And next thing you know, the police break into a big furniture store that had been broken into, and there were 3 bears in there. April Fool. But so he, I got sucked in. I really know, why did I get sucked in? And this is what interested me, that I realized that when you trust somebody, you can easily get sucked in to a April Fool's story, which is you're punked. Another word, or the trap is sprung and you are caught, like a deer in the headlight, in the trap, and it's great fun, but it may not be fun. So I got to thinking that first of all, that what happened with America is that we've had a great April Fool's joke played on us, because I remember back when network TV was the three anchors, Huntley Brinkley, Cronkite, and Peter Jennings, or whatever the other one was. The ABC, NBC, CBS, were the three anchors, and we trusted them. That was the whole thing. We trusted the anchors. The anchor means you anchored to truth. You were anchored to the ground. You were anchored to the real, and you could trust these, maybe like a little different personality, but they all reported the same news. They all reported the facts, and people trusted them. And so one day, when cable happened, a news network, a network news, ABC was a network, not ABC, I mean Fox, was a network news, and it began to report about a bear loose in America. And there were sightings of this bear, and he was destroying things, and people were reporting seeing this bear, and oh my God, and the orders being destroyed, and you should lock your doors, and buy a gun, and there's a bear loose, we trusted that, and then Trump came along, and he like Daniel Boone. Remember the story of Daniel Boone? He shot a bear when he was a child or something. He killed a bar. He's a bar killer. So we voted for Trump, to kill the bar, and so it grows, because we trusted the news. We trusted them, and so we got sucked into this fear of the bear. There's a bear loose in America, and it's destroying everything, and it's sighted here and there, and it keeps reappearing, and so the whole nation got punked. The whole nation got April Fooled because Fox slipped in to the slot of trust, and once that story gets happening, once that story gets believed in, you don't want to say there's a strong resistance to saying you've been conned. You don't want to know you've been conned. You don't want to know that you're being fooled while you're being fooled, So you'll usually, a few will figure it out along the way, but a majority will stay with the con. Well, just like the con man. He never breaks the con. Even when he goes to the electric chair, he'll never break the con and say, I fooled you. So anyway, I just did this talk on the Blackstone was rampaging in Blackstone, and it was a great fun because of course on Facebook, a lot of people were coming in, and laughing about it, how good they, oh yeah, you caught me. And so this anyway, that was my idea this morning for a talk, is that we can only be fooled by people we trust, and when of course with the Courier and with Billy, it's a big joke on April Fool, but the nation has been fooled and caught in a scam, and it was Fox. It was Fox that did it, and we're in a shambles now because we don't trust anybody. Trust has been broken with the objective world. Trust has been broken with objective reality, and now even science, that was our believed in trusted science, is not trusted now, and religion is not trusted, and authority is not trusted, and the news is not trusted. And who do you trust now? Who do we trust? You see, there's a bear loose in Blackstone. There's a bear loose in Blackstone. Who do you trust? And we'll usually trust only the person who can shoot the bear. I can shoot the bear, like me. I'm a bear shooter. So we elect a person to shoot the imaginary bear. April Fool. Thanks for dropping in.